The situation surrounding AMD's RX 9070 series is surely getting bizarre. AMD's David McAfee broke some news on Twitter surrounding the RX 9070 series, and it's surely going to piss a lot of people off. At CES, AMD decided to skip over the segment during the presentation, citing that they just didn't have enough time. But we covered that in a previous video of mine, that they could have easily included a dedicated section for RDOA 4. But now, despite the rumors or leaks stating a release later this month, we've been told that the RX 9070 series has been delayed until March. Let's discuss that in this video.
Hey, if you enjoy content like this, drop a like, make sure to subscribe, and smash that bell so you never miss another video.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Danny here. Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you've all been doing well. So recently on Twitter, David McAfee had broke the news that AMD is going to be releasing the RX 9070 series in March. And this was a pretty unexpected announcement for a number of reasons. We know that AMD at CES 2025 was going to be announcing the RX 9070 series. Obviously, that didn't happen. And a reason that a lot of folks are speculating on is because AMD expected Nvidia had or would be announcing higher prices for the entire RTX 50 series stack. And what they weren't expecting was to see the RTX 5070 priced at $549, so $50 cheaper than the RTX 4070's initial launch price. I'm pretty sure AMD wanted to price the RX 9070 XT at around $600 or $650 so that they could just casually slide in the usual AMD minus $50 price point we're so accustomed to seeing, and then calling it a day. They're going to get roasted in reviews and then later drop the price. And this is a strategy that just hasn't been working for them. It has never worked for them, and it never will. Not when your main competitor is holding like 90% of the market share. And not just that, but has such a dominating presence of mindshare amongst consumers. With RDNA 4, we need to see AMD come out and be aggressive, and for once release their product first into the market. I can't remember where I saw this interview, but it involved Ed from Sapphire. People call him Sapphire Ed. I'm not sure if he's still there, but this interview was from late 2016, and I remember him saying that the RX 480, a entry-level GPU that offered a really good performance per dollar, really good, really good bang for the buck. At the time when it was released, it was a card that freaked Nvidia out. I remember him specifically saying those words. It freaked Nvidia out. And this was the last time AMD had gone first in releasing a GPU before Nvidia. They were aggressive with their price and marketing. Polaris was doing quite well after that, and if Vega was just as successful, I think we would have been having a different conversation right now. But this is a strategy that a lot of us were hoping that AMD would utilize again once we knew that, with RDNA 4, they would be targeting the entry-level, mainstream, and mid-range segments. Instead, what we got was AMD acting totally passive, and it looks like they haven't learned absolutely nothing from these past Radeon launches, and honestly, it's becoming quite pathetic, if you ask me, because Jack Hewen said that AMD wants to go for market share, and this to me seems like it's the opposite move. Now, for those commenting and stating that, the card isn't ready, you don't know what you're talking about, well, the card is in the hands of reviewers already. I've seen unboxing videos of it on YouTube. And on top of that, retailers have a bunch of these cards in inventory where they're now going to have to sit on until March. I don't think I can remember any major tech launch for a product over these past few years where retailers were sitting on stock of a product that isn't going to be launching for maybe a whole 2 months ahead. I would perceive this as not really having any confidence in your product. Seriously, they had the opportunity here to seize the mid-range market by coming out first, and instead they're like, we're just going to wait until the RTX 5070 populates store shelves and buyers have gotten what they want. AMD's ability to shoot themselves in the foot never really ceases to amaze me. I've been reading comments from AMD's own subreddit, and people are expressing their disappointment. and stating that, you know what, they're not going to wait. They're just going to end up buying the RTX 5070 and 5070 Ti's. And so these are AMD's own diehard fans actually saying that. And this is why a lot of the leaked benchmark numbers that are out there and people claiming that it can even beat an RTX 4080 in some cases are coming off as more and more BS. That kind of performance would be extremely solid, and if they had launched this card at, say, $480, that would have set ripples across the PC hardware space. But either they don't want to price that aggressive because they're so fixated on maximizing margins, which, again, is a strategy that just isn't going to work for them, or it's not actually that fast, or something else has entirely gone wrong. Like AMD, look at your competitor. These guys generated a whole bunch of hype yesterday by just doing an unboxing embargo. But what makes this whole situation even more bizarre or puzzling is that AMD just isn't losing ground to Nvidia here. They're actually alienating their core audience. Think about it. AMD's loyal fan base has always championed them for being the scrappy underdog, the one company that is willing to actually challenge Nvidia's dominance. But with moves like this, they're making it harder for even the most diehard supporters to stick up for them. Let's also address the optics. When you see a delay like this, it really doesn't scream confidence. Instead, it looks like AMD either just doesn't trust the RX 9070 series to compete, or they've completely botched the launch strategy. And you know what? It wouldn't be the first time. AMD's repeated inability to learn from past mistakes, like not being aggressive with pricing or beating Nvidia to market first, is just, becoming exhausting to watch. The thing is, AMD could have dominated the mid-range conversation with these cards. If they priced the RX 9070 XT, say at, $480, launched it ahead of the Nvidia RTX 5070 and flooded the market, they would have sent a real message. But instead, they're giving Nvidia free rein to, establish their cards while AMD twiddles their thumb, and it's infuriating to see. It's the same reactive strategy we've seen over and over again. And waiting for Nvidia's RTX 5070 to reach the market just doesn't make sense, because anyone who can do basic math can understand, and even without looking at benchmarks, know it's going to be a 4070 Super at best with DLSS 4 frame generation or multi-frame generation. So it's not like there's this whole mystery about, where is that card going to stack up? How fast, or how is the RX 9070 XT going to stack up against the RX 5070 XT? It's pretty easy to gauge that. And I mean, come on, AMD, you guys have engineers and product testers working for you in your labs, which I hope they can at least recognize that much. And the silence from AMD's marketing team is deafening. If the delay was truly a strategic move, why not actually get ahead of leaks and speculation, address the fans, reassure retailers, and control the narrative? Instead, we're left with rumors and a lot of unanswered questions. It's really a masterclass in not how to, handle a product launch. And, I know a lot of people are arguing, this is actually free marketing for them. You have reviewers talking about it, but this really isn't good marketing. It actually affects their mindshare a lot negatively than it does Nvidia. At the end of the day, this isn't just a delay, it's a symptom of a bigger problem with AMD's approach to the GPU market. Jack Hewen talks about gaining market share, but you can't really do that by playing it safe and, reacting to Nvidia's every move. So AMD just needs to stop being passive, stop worrying so much about what Nvidia is going to do, what their prices are, and start acting like they actually want to compete. But, that's going to be wrapping it up for this one, you guys. We'll be touching base in the next video. Hope you guys just enjoyed the random rant.
If you guys found this video to be informative and entertaining, then leave a like. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Be sure to check out the video description for cool links and ways to support the channel, such as using my Amazon affiliate link. And if you're interested in seeing more content like this, then consider subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.